G'day mates, how's it going? I'm Mr. GT, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a video comparing road behaviour on Greek motorways and highways to Australia. I'll take a drive on a couple of the highways and motorways and we'll compare how the driving is here. We'll compare the roads and the driving behaviour. So grab that nice icy cold beer, sit back, relax and enjoy the video. And of course we have a Ferrari in front of us. I saw a Nissan GTR yesterday. Very rare to see one of those. And I'm now seeing a Ferrari. Channel. Yes, sir. Oh, fuck yeah, yes, indeed. All right, lads. Do for the Ferrari. Okay, let's do some comparisons from Australian highway driving to the Greece highway driving. We are on an 80km speed limited road. I'm doing, what am I doing? 90, and they're all doing 100. No fuck yeah, the Greeks. Speed limits 80, what 80? Doesn't exist. We go as fast as the car feels it can go on the road. No mucking around. There's a bit of a red light happening up ahead. So these guys braking all of a sudden. Yes, sir! Trucks are in the right lane, no, left lane I should say. Which is the fast lane, like in Australia, the fast lane is the right lane. Over here the trucks are in the fast lane. They want to get out roaring. Come back when we get away from this bit of traffic. Actually, that's a pretty good price there, 172. Is that 95 Ron? Let me have a look. Can't see that properly from here. Come on, don't do this now, please. While I'm filling up at the juice station, bit of a prank happened over there. Alright, we're back. Now let's do some comparisons here. Now, it's a long weekend coming up. It's the Friday, Monday's off. It's May Day. 1st of May is a holiday in Europe, as is in Greece. It's a Labour Day holiday. So I'm taking it easy on 80. Speed limit is 80. Just to film the other cars. If I get in with the flow. They use the left lane as the fast lane over here. Nobody hogs it. Unless there's no... Let's have a look. We'll jump in it. So there is a bit of traffic, so they are going to use the left lane. Let's see see how we compare to Australia, the highway driving, till we get to the tolls, and then we'll see how they drive on the motorway. So we're all sitting on the speed limit, 80 at the moment, which is surprising. They usually do more. And from what I can see here is the Greeks keep a bit more of a distance than they do in Australia from the car in front of them, making it much easier for anybody to change lanes when they want to change. In Australia, there is a bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? A bit of a complex with, I'm not going to let anybody get in front of me kind of thing. And it's become a nightmare to change lanes in Australia these days compared to how it was back in the day before I left to come and live in Greece in 2000, or actually 1998. And when I came back in 2016, I found a big difference in the attitude of driving in Australia compared to how it used to be. And what I find now is as soon as I put my blinker on over there to change a lane, the guy in the other lane that's even behind you in the other lane, he'll accelerate just to block you off. That doesn't seem to happen over here. But we'll get to see some more as we drive. Bit of roadway behaviour, what it's like over here. So the road is an 80 and we're doing 110. No worries, no mucking around here. It's all good. They won't book you until you're doing over 110 in an 80. And that's if the police are around, but they don't really chase the fines over here too much. So we're heading to the Gordon for toll road. Road on an 80k, 110, no worries. Everybody does the same. A lot less road rage over here. It is very, very fun to drive. I haven't been getting angry when I'm driving that coach in Australia. I'm probably 3/4 of my drive I'm spewing. Very, very angry on the road. Over here I'm nice and calm and relaxed. It's beautiful. Everybody just goes about their own way, nice and easy. The roads just don't seem to be as crowded as they are in Australia either. We are coming to the tolls. Now, one thing that is not the same is the tolls. There is one lane where if you've got like an e-toll pass, you go through. They haven't got any automatic license taking photographs or anything. It's either that or you can use your card manually to pay or pay by cash. We're obviously going to pay by card, so police up ahead. I'll put the camera down, pay the tolls, and I'll be back. So these are the tolls. It's all manual in this lane anyway. Alright, tolls are paid, let's go! Make sure we get in. Okay, so there's a fair bit of car on the motorway. As you can see, the motorway has got very, very nice wide lanes. The tarmac is immaculate on every motorway that I've been on, and I've been on about 4 different ones. The tarmac is fantastic, a joy. When you're in the towns or the city, you do get some roads are no good, and then some areas are very smooth. And what I notice is they lay a lot of tar here. They maintain the roads a lot more than they do in Australia, and you actually see where the money for the tolls are going in this country. You see new tar being laid in different parts of motorways and roads, especially when the elections are coming up. They really get into it. Something that doesn't happen in Sydney. I rarely see any tar being laid over there. Now, if you've seen it, let me know in the comments. I may be wrong, but I haven't seen it. But yeah, look at this. So think of this now, and then picture the Pacific Highway going, say, from Sydney to Cosford. What a difference. Everybody maintains a nice space between the car in front of them. Very easy to change lanes. Nobody hogs the fast lane. And they keep a very, very nice distance, as you can see, from each other. Plenty of time to brake. Anybody wants to change lanes, they can do it. On the Pacific Highway, and I'm up high when I'm driving that coach. Mate, they leave half a car space between each car, and I find it difficult to change lanes, especially when I'm driving that coach. So it is much more of a pleasure driving here. It's not a shit fight like it is in Sydney. Our speed limit is 130, and you can go up to 150 and not get booked. So we'll get in the fast lane. Let's do a bit of spirited driving. A pleasure. Another thing I noticed, 130 k's an hour, which is what I'm doing and what they're doing, is a fantastic speed to be at. It's not fatiguing. When I drive at 110 or even 100 on the coach, it's a fatiguing speed. It's very, very boring. 130 keeps you alert, 100%. Beautiful driving here. Very enjoyable. You like to go for a cruise, like in the olden days in Australia when I had my XA, GT and the Walkinshaw. I loved going for drives back then. Now I've got a more powerful car, the AMG E55 compressor, 2005 model, E-Class, and I don't particularly go for drives unless I have to. It's not one of my leisure things that I used to do back in the day. But yeah, I'll just jump in the middle lane, and what you'll see is, look at everybody how gap they are. Look at the gaps. Beautiful. A pleasure to drive. Very enjoyable. Nice wide lanes, as I said earlier. Beautiful tarmac. From the car in front, like how much space he has between the lanes, the lines of the lane. You could fit 2 cars in there. So we're cruising on, what is it, 150, just under. No worries. Mate, I'd love to have had the AMG 55 here. One of you guys with the modified cars in Australia, or your muscle cars, you would love driving on these roads. This is where we would really enjoy our cars. Roadworks here, and one of the lanes is shut down. Yes, I am changing gears with my right hand, but I have been doing it for 20 years straight while living here, plus every other time we used to come for a holiday. I'm equally as fast at changing gears with both hands, whether I'm driving here or in Australia. If I'm driving in a manual in Australia, I'll change gears just as quick as I change with my right hand. And the other thing I have been driving manual for over half of my driving history, and I prefer automatic, definitely. I know there's a lot of people that say, oh yeah, you need to drive stick and all this. Nah, bullshit, man. I mean, it's alright, but auto's the easiest, man. Just, for me anyway. Because I've had tunnel, so you'll get to see some great tunnels. Beautiful wide lanes, nice and free. You get on the M5. The M8's pretty good. The M5's very narrow, especially driving the coach. Lanes in Greece on highways and motorways are wide. Bus drivers, whatever fool they're driving here, lanes are very wide. Lane, and we'll observe the behaviour of the cars. Once again, as you can see, lots of space between each car. There's none of this tailgating. If I wanted to change lanes now, I could easily fit in here. Look at the gap I have from the car that's behind. Just put my blinker on and jump in. Easy. Easy peasy. In Australia, I'd have to wait like for about 10 cars to pass before I could get in. Now, I don't like to criticise Australia. I mean, it's my country. And but I'll say it as it is. It used to be fantastic in Australia. It was unreal to drive back in the day, but now it isn't. Imagine having the V8 here, eh? In this tunnel, listening to the burble. chevrons needed here. Keep 2 chevrons apart, it says. Everybody keeps a 1/10 of a chevron apart on the Pacific Highway. So we're in the Skoda Octavia RS, 193 horsepower. Pretty good for over here. Stock standard. Nothing been done to this car ever. 156,000 Ks. And she drives like new. The owner looked after it. A one owner car. It's got all the lockbooks, everything. Still got the plastic on the carpets. That's what we're sitting on. Been watching the whole video closely, you'll have noticed that the tarmac is consistent the whole way. There's no cracks, there's no potholes, nothing. Beautiful, beautifully maintained. There's a coach up ahead, we'll be passing that very soon. Trucks and buses are limited, like in Australia, to 100 over here, speed limited. Okay, so now we're on the Tripoli Road, the motorway. Just paid the tolls on this one. This is a 2-lane jobby. So just do a little bit of driving on this one as well, and do a bit of comparison. Look. Again, you can see the consistency of the tarmac. It's perfect. Wide lanes. Taking it easy so you guys get to see how the other cars drive. I'm sitting on the Australian 110 speed limit, even though it's 130 here. Yep, 130. Up to European standards. Don't think there's much difference between this and the the Autobahn. I haven't been there, but I haven't seen videos. Looks very similar to this. Although I do plan on going there at some stage, maybe on my next trip over here to Europe in 2 or 3 years' time. Up this hill, car takes 50, no problem, can even accelerate. It's quite an incline as well. That's where I'm from, ladies and gents. Helen of Troy, King Agamemnon. For those of you that know a bit of history have seen the movie Helen of Troy, Mycenae. So I'm off the motorway. Tower up ahead, I think that's one of the mobile phone ones. Okay, we're at a place here called Dervenaka, as you saw on that sign, and this is where the war with the Turks began in 1821, when the revolution happened with Captain Kolokotronis. It was here at Dervenaka where it all happened. So country roads here. The road has been battered by the weather, but it's still smooth, and the tarmac is the smooth type of bitumen. They don't use the stuff they use on the B roads in Australia, where if you get off a motorway or a highway in Australia and you get onto one of these roads, the tarmac is very rough. For better gripping. Could be for better gripping over there. But the ride is a lot smoother here on this type of tarmac, obviously. down to 7.1 litres per 100 k's. I could probably get it down more. Pretty good for a turboed car. Mustang on the other side. In grey or George's. These curves. So this is a 50-kilometre road. Do 70, no problems. But then again, it's not even policed. Now we've got to chuck a left-hand turn over here. Now, if there's no cars coming, I like to chop this corner, like I've always been doing back in the day. Let's have a look. Okay, looking good. Let's do it. Road here will take us all the way to Liverpool. Alright, I think you've got the drift of what's going on. So yeah, that's roughly it, ladies and gents. Hope you enjoyed this little video of the comparisons. Hope it wasn't too boring. So I'd just like to thank you all very much for watching. As always, I appreciate your support, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.